Hello and welcome. In this session, we will be diving deeper into two key components of Python functions that are absolutely crucial to understand: arguments and return types. So let's start with the arguments. Arguments are like the inputs you provide to a function. When you create a function, you often want it to work on a specific data. That's where arguments come into play. They allow you to pass values into a function so that it can perform its task on those values. For example, imagine you are calculating the area of circle. Instead of hard coding the radius, you can create a function where the radius is an argument. When you call the function, you provide the value of the radius. The function calculates the area based on that value. This makes your function more flexible and reusable. In Python, you define arguments inside the parentheses of a function. You can have as many arguments as you need. You can even set default values, so if the user doesn't provide an input, the function uses the default value. So to understand the part of arguments, let us go to the VS Code where we have already created one program. Here you can see that we have created one function with the keyword def. The function name is calculate stress, and here to calculate the stress, two arguments are required, that is force and area. So as you can see, the first argument provided is force and the second argument is area, and here you can see that the argument area is provided with the default values. So if user do not provide any other value, then the default value for the area will be considered to be 50. After providing the arguments, colon symbol is provided, and within that the required operation is performed. So within these parentheses the arguments are provided, and in future while calling the function we will provide the value of force and the area based on requirement. Now let's move on to the return type. Let us again go back to the slide. Now when a function completes its task, it often needs to send the result back to the part of the program that called it. This is done using the return statement. So think of it as the output of the function. For instance, consider the first example. Let's consider the area of circle that we want to calculate. After calculating the area, function can return the value so that you can use it elsewhere in your program. Maybe you can print it, save it to a file, or use it for the another calculation. So here is why arguments and the return types are so important. The arguments allow you to make your function dynamic. Instead of working with fixed values, your function can handle variety of inputs. Return types allow your function to send results back to the main program, making them highly versatile and enabling complex workflows for better programming. So if we summarize these, arguments are the inputs that you give to the function, and the return types are the outputs you get from the function. Let us again go back to our program. So here you can see that after colon we have calculated the stress, that is equal to force divided by area, and we want to return the value of stress to this function. So as you can see, the keyword required is return, and then after we will provide the value that we want to return. In our case, we want to return the stress, so we have mentioned stress. Now to call that function we need to provide the two arguments. In our case we have provided the fixed area, that is 50, so we need to provide the value of force. So for that we have defined the value of force, that is equal to 1000. Now we need to store the value of stress that has been calculated using the formula. So we have stored it into the variable named stress with default area equal to, we are calling the function calculate underscore stress, and as you can see the default cross-sectional area is also provided. So we need to just provide one argument, that is the force. So calculate stress within bracket we have provided the argument to be force. So the value of force, that is 1000, will pass into this function. Area will be considered to be the 50. Now the stress will be calculated, that is force divided by area, and the answer for that will be returned back to that function. This function stores the answer into the variable named stress with default area. Then after we have printed the answer in a specific format. Same way you can see that if we want to change the area, then we have stored it into the variable, let us say custom area, that is equal to 75. Again we are calculating the stress, but here we want to change the default value of area, so that calculate stress function is called by passing the two argument. First one is force and second one is custom area. So based on these two provided values, again function calculates the stress and the value of stress is returned back to our function, and this value is stored into the variable named stress with custom area. Finally, after calculating the stress, again the answer is printed with the specific format. Let us run the program to check the output. So here you can see that the stress with default area being 20 megapascal, and stress with custom area being 13.33 megapascal. So I hope you got the idea how to make use of these functions and the use of arguments and the return parameters to get the output based on the requirement. To understand it properly, again, let us consider the second example. So here you can see that we want to check for the safety, and based on the stress value and the safety limit provided, we want to check if the part is safe with the stress level or part is unsafe with the stress level. So for that we have defined the check safety function. It is having the two arguments, stress comma safe limit. Within that function we have calculated if stress is less than equal to safe limit, we will print the part is safe, else we will print the part is unsafe. So for that we have considered the two inputs, that is stress equal to 180 and the safe limit being the 200. Now to check if the part is safe or not, we need to provide these two inputs into the function, and to call that function we can simply write the name of function, that is check safety. Within that we will provide the two arguments, first being the stress and second being the safe limit. Here keep in mind that you need to provide the input in the same sequence as we have defined in the function syntax. So first we have provided stress, so we need to provide the value of stress only. Second, we have provided the value of safe limit, so we need to provide the value of safe limit only. So the sequence in which we are providing the input is also important to get the proper output from the function. Now here we can see that 180 is less than or equal to 200. So the answer is true. So we will get the output, the part is safe with a stress level of 180 megapascal. So again run the program to check the output. So here you can see that the part is safe with a stress level of 180 megapascal. So using this case of functions, you can convert your bigger program into a smaller sections, and using that functions you can easily manage the different operations of your program. I hope with this session you got the idea how to create a function, how to provide arguments and get the return type based on the requirement. Looking forward to see you all in our further session. Till then, thank you.